Don't do that now.
Really, you are. Come on, man. You got to do your thing so you
Bomb
can do
Nation!
Let's go.
You! Yeah, Jake got us off there.
Sometimes the conversations that happen in the 1 minute before the show goes
It's
live
like
are
the
the best
30
one.
seconds before live.
Yeah.
Jake will say anything, man.
Welcome into the DMVR pregame show for the second to last time this season.
You have to put it that
Colorado
way. Did you really have to
At
put it
Washington
that
State. It's facts, bro.
way?
Could be
but we
third
don't
to
need
last.
facts.
Could be third to last,
Now
actually.
we're talking positivity.
We are presented by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, sign up with the code BUFFS, and get $20 off your
That's
first purchase.
BUFFS.
Let them know.
Yeah.
What's
Get
up,
$20
Unc?
off. Hey, man, we are here. We are here. Got 2 games left, 2 on the road. Team left out today, heading to Pullman, Washington. Hey, this is, you know how I always say this is a must win.
Sure is.
This is a must win.
Honestly, this one is even more must win.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean because of the bowl eligibility thing, which obviously is really important and we all want it to happen. And this is the first step towards it. I think there's something more important at play.
Talk to me.
If you don't win this one, that doesn't mean you can't win next week. But next week is a bigger challenge.
It is.
On the road against a much better team.
Absolutely.
You do not want to finish the season on that big of a losing streak. Would that be 6? Jake?
Oh, sorry. I was reading the chat.
I can tell.
I didn't
Yeah.
know what you were saying.
How many in a row have they lost right now?
Well, we were 4-1, so 5 in a row.
Yeah, it'll make 6.
So what I'm saying is you don't want to end. You need some good vibes before the season ends.
Yes.
And like I said, it doesn't mean you can't get it next week, but this is your best opportunity to get it.
Absolutely.
And finishing 5-7 is a lot different than finishing 4-8.
Particularly if they were all in a row into the season. You know, we have, talked time and time again about those victories that we rolled off 3 in a row, then took a loss, then got another one. It's been a long time since we won.
Yep.
Now, it has been very recently since we almost won. That's been every week.
Absolutely. And last week, I think they played their best football of the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Across the board. Obviously, the TCU game was the best offensive game, but
Yeah.
the defense was porous that day.
Man, the TCU game was like the best offense. Nebraska, and which we won, and then this Oregon State were the best where all 3 contributed.
And then I would say Arizona came in and was the best of them all. You got complimentary from all sides of the ball. Obviously, the missed field goal was disappointing, but you also had an amazing performance from Mate.
Mate.
What a punter, man.
Mate.
I mean, that guy, when you talk about inside the 10 over the season, inside the 5 over the season, the dude's going to play on Sundays. He's going to play here before he plays on
He's
Sundays.
an NFL punter for sure.
He certainly is.
He's an NFL draft-worthy punter, I think.
Absolutely.
If he gets a little better on the boom punts and can really just like send one 60, 65 yards down, which he's done a couple times, but not as consistently, he will be an NFL draft hunter. By the way, I also thought he was in his last year of eligibility, which he is not.
He's not.
Wow.
He can come back.
I mean, Coach Prime said 95% of the team is coming back.
That might be skewed a little high.
A new way of
90?
charting
Is that more
eligibility.
accurate?
That might be skewed a little high.
90, would you say?
I would, let's go with that.
I'd go lower than that.
I would too. I would go like 70%.
We'll chart it out. We'll break it all down
Yeah.
here.
But 95% of the team could come back, meaning eligibility-wise.
He's got 3 years to play 2, including this year. So 2 years to play 1 more.
But he's also a grad transfer.
Yeah.
They
He
need a new
wasn't-
way to. They need a new way to chart this. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, throw it all out the window. It doesn't help us at all anymore.
No, it just says where you are in the classroom. It doesn't say where you're on the field.
Where it normally would say that on the roster, it should just say how many years they have left to play.
Yeah.
And if this is their last year, it should say 0, and then we can just work up from there.
RK is solving the world's problems right here.
That's what I do.
From DMVR Bar.
He wasn't doing the senior day stuff last weekend.
No, he was. One thing about the senior day stuff, when in the locker room, Coach Prime was like, "Hey, I need the seniors up here where he normally speaks from." And as people start coming, whoa, just the guys who ain't coming back, not like seniors who are coming back.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so like, Mate didn't go up there because he's coming back.
It's been an interesting week. The Texas A&M rumors were going crazy. We're not going to talk about that, but Coach Prime talked about how it's affecting recruiting, how teams are negatively recruiting right now, and saying that he's not going to be here when they get to Boulder, basically. We saw Winston Watkins decommit. Just your reaction to the whole week of this nonsense we've been having to deal with.
So I think when I walked into the bar today, Ryan has a shirt, RK has a shirt on that says Colorado versus everybody.
Let him know.
That is, simply put, when you look even out there on coaching, I don't know if the fans realize this, but when we get ready to play somebody, people we have played talk to the coaches that we're about to play. No one talks to us about the people we're about to play. And so, the world is literally against us. So you're going to have rumors, and we can, not talk about the Texas A&M thing because it's been put to bed, but we can talk about it in the sense it's one of the first dominoes. Every time there's a major job opening in college football, Coach Prime is going to be rumored that he's leaving to go to that job. And now whether people are doing that to just clicks or people are doing that to hurt recruiting, whichever way, it is going to happen. It happened all 3 seasons at Jackson State.
And because it'll be a good hire.
Yeah, no, there's the fact of the matter, Jay-Z can't sit around reading headlines about who likes Beyonce. Hell, everybody likes her. Let it go and relax. She's with you. Everybody's going to always talk
incredible,
about.
bro.
I mean, I appreciate that.
That was fire.
But yeah, he is here. And one thing I'll say about people who respond to, if he's leaving, do I come here recruit? I still fall back to that most important statistic, man, that just blows my mind. 85% of the people who sit down across from him on a visit in Boulder commit to the school. So we just got to get them here, And people hear from him, just like he said in the presser. The parents, the players are here for him and like, no, I'm good, man. I'm not going anywhere.
By the way, I saw Alexis Ellis.
Yes.
She tweeted out Colorado versus everybody, and I was like, we got to get her one of these shirts.
Yep.
Maybe we'll give you one to give to her.
I will certainly deliver. She came from Jackson with us.
Yep.
Michigan's going through some shit right now, but they kind of ripped off our shirts, basically.
They did. I mean,
it's the same
all
style.
the way down to the dashes around the verse. Crazy.
It's wild.
Jake, did you feed that to them?
I was about to say that because he's a guy now. He's their guy,
and he looks like Connor Stallions.
I can neither confirm if I am a separate person from Connor Stallions or not. Go blue forever, by the way. Fuck the NCAA.
It's okay.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about, and I don't know if you dealt with this too much at Jackson State. I don't know if we've talked about it actually, but
let's go.
The Prime fans versus the CU fans was a storyline earlier in the week. I think we've all come together now a lot more than earlier in the week. But did you experience that at Jackson State too?
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's also going to fracture and splinter and heal and grow. It's going to be an ebb and flow to it. Deion Sanders is an entity. He is nowhere near as old as Jackson State in 1877 or CU in 18 whatever, but he is a brand that is worldwide. So you have people who are Deion Sanders fans and then thereby fans of whatever it is the hell he's doing. And then now that can rub traditional fan-based people the wrong way because you're like, oh, you're just bandwagon, you're not really with us. It's almost like basketball when people are just fans of LeBron and not the team. So they team hop wherever he goes.
Yeah.
So you're going to have that, man, because he is an individual brand and he's iconic in all that he's accomplished. But the best news about it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why you're buying the merch. It doesn't matter why you're giving to the NIL, to the collective. It doesn't matter why you're buying season tickets. It all grows. A rising tide lifts all boats, man. So I never got into the back and forth of, who was true blue Jackson State and who was just riding with Prime, because if you were helping us get down the road, you're helping, man. Put gas in the car.
It's so funny because you were essentially in a very similar position to the position that I'm in now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I'm saying the same things that you were saying. Like, hey, I just want people to support the program.
Yeah.
And I do not care who or what brought you here because we're all trying to push this thing to the same place.
To me, it literally is that simple. It ain't complicated.
Yep.
I want you to love me. I don't care why you love me. Let's roll, man. Let's win.
Absolutely.
A little bit of news today, but Travis named a finalist for the Paul Hornung Award, most versatile player in the country. And I still go back to CSU. We were robbed of a true Heisman campaign of Travis this year.
Yeah, that injury really set back that momentum that he was on. You started out those first 3 and 4 weeks where he and Shador were like in every Heisman conversation.
Yep.
But it just goes to show amongst the Heisman circles, regardless of you being the best individual talent in college football, if your team ain't winning, they don't talk about you.
Yep.
Which
unfortunately
you know,
true.
I get it now. I get it. Not to have a Heisman debate right now. I get it. But just because your team is losing does not negate you're the best player in college football.
Yeah. No. It's always been, though, best player on the best team
Yeah,
or
always.
one of the best teams.
Yeah, if you're going to get invited to the downtown athletic club to sit on that front row, whether you win it or not, your team has to be winning.
I think there was maybe one guy ever who won it with a losing record.
Really?
I think so. I'll have to look that up.
I can believe it in the history, but it would be an outlier.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen now.
No.
And people would lose their minds. If he's that good, why'd they lose so much?
Because he's one of 11.
Exactly. But next year, we're going to get that. And the Travis injury just sucks so much because I think it's a really important part of the entire story of this season.
Absolutely.
And most of, even the Stanford game, which I hate to even mention, is
I think
different.
the more you mention it, helps with the healing.
Maybe
man.
it doesn't. Just
So heal.
slowly releasing.
Yeah, just come on, man. Let's talk about it.
You know, we got Travis back for that game, but he wasn't Travis yet.
Yeah, he wasn't in shape yet.
And so that even plays a role in that. And it's just like, man, if he's just healthy this whole time,
Yeah, he's a difference maker.
we're probably a bowl eligible team already.
Sign my name to that because all it takes is 6. And
Yep.
his presence and some of those, his presence at the conditioning level that he was in the first part of the season certainly makes that difference. Wouldn't make a difference in the Oregon game, but some of those other makes a difference.
Yep.
Only final thing I got is Shedeur Sanders also named as a semifinalist for the Davey O'Brien Award. That's the nation's oldest best college football quarterback award.
Oh, the oldest. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, misplaced modifier there.
Yeah. By the, I heard oldest best. Like, he's the best and the oldest.
It's before like the Heisman
Right.
and the Maxwell.
The
stuff.
oldest award, not award given to the oldest player.
That's
Yes.
why it sounds like a guy
Sorry.
that you like are playing a video game and you walk into the bar and they're like, you need to go to talk to Davey O'Brien. And then you walk over to the bar and he's got a drink.
Yeah. Let me tell you about college football.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Red Grange?
The point is, we have 2 players who are capable of winning the Heisman Trophy this year,
Yeah,
but
when
just
you-
didn't have the surrounding talent.
Man, when you walk
Or
down
coaching.
that hallway to go into the football facility and you see that array of trophies,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I love looking at outside of the trophies is the list of All-Americans.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have 2 potential Heisman Trophy winners in the future on this team. But, man, you got a shitload of potential All-Americans. Like, we're going
Mm-hmm.
to add to that list surely.
I think we're going to add to that this year.
Travis for
Absolutely.
sure is
Yeah, I
making
mean,
it.
he's All-American.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's done it.
Yep.
All right, let's get into
Let's get into it, man.
the game. Shout out to our friends at Breck Distillery. They make great holiday gifts, and they've been doing it since 2008. They got bourbon whiskey, high rye mash, American style whiskey, all kinds of good stuff. They even have a vodka for the Broncos snow helmets. They're
I like
doing
the way Alyssa slid that on the screen, man. That
Yeah.
bottle there. It's like she's
It's like she was
She's
sliding
got
it down the bar to
Yeah.
us.
right here too. I'm sure we're going to be enjoying quite a bit of Breck products
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow.
about 24 hours from now. Maybe about 27 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say,
A
if
little
I
bit
start
later.
24 hours from now.
My goal
We're
is to
all
get you
in
to
trouble.
start early.
But their products are available in all 50 states. Shop your local retailer or visit BreckenridgeDistillery.com for home delivery of award-winning Breckenridge spirits. And then also shout out to our friends at Olipop. Olipop is the delicious new soda. Oh my gosh.
There's about
What kind do you
100 of
want?
them over
Yeah,
there.
what kind do you want?
I'm black. I
Red.
want a color, not a flavor. There you go. Give me a red Olipop.
Okay, I think there's cold ones upstairs.
We'll get you a red Olipop here in a bit. But it's the delicious new
What a brother
soda.
got to do to get Olipop? I have no idea.
It's also beneficial to your gut health.
Well, I got to call Jesse Jackson and get him involved in this.
Oh, jeez.
Because Hellraiser, man, like, just want Olipop.
I'll
Jake.
give you a pallet of Olipop.
No, I don't want that many.
It's got 9 grams of prebiotics in every can. Also makes great mixers. They got tons of flavors. Use the code DMVR20 and you can get 20% off your next Olipop order on drinkolipop.com. Olipop can also be found in over 22,000 stores across the country, including King Super, Safeway, Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, and Sprouts. And then one final word, shout out to us. If you're enjoying the content, consider becoming a DMVR
Team
diehard.
us.
We are having a Black Friday sale.
It's going to go crazy.
It goes from Black Friday to Cyber Monday, the 24th through the 27th. Shirts up to 90% off. Team gear at least 20% off. DMVR gear 33% off. Hats and hoodies also $10 off. If you spend $75 or more, you can receive you will receive a $15 gift card. So check it out.
You
If
can
wanna
get the shirt
out.
I'm wearing right now.
Exactly.
Why did Jake
Mine
look
too.
this way when he put emphasis on Black Friday? Was that just coincidence, or was he looking? I don't know. I just want an Olipop.
Here we go.
Just looking
it's
at my
just-
co-host here.
Okay. Well, you didn't look at me on Olipop. You looked at me on Black. I'm just saying. Let's go.
That's not true.
Black Friday sale, up to 90% off all the merch.
Oh my god.
Buy. Shop.
I haven't checked the line today. Are we still at 4.5?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was last time I saw it was 4.5.
I'll double check.
I'm opening it up right now too. But these are two teams. I mean, we talked about it.
Thank you, Truth Talks.
We talked about this yesterday. But these are two teams that are very, very identical.
Yes.
You look at the
Even
stats.
in the record.
Look at the record. I mean, Washington State started off really hot, 4-0. I think they were ranked 13th in the country at one point. Now they've dropped 6 straight. And of course, CU, we know what they've been through.
Yeah. They're almost like in not only the same thing, all what you're saying, but they're in the same position as RK started with. This is like they need to win to make sure they go into the offseason with a better taste in their mouth as well. So this is a good matchup, man.
It's going to be a dogfight, I think, because of that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is Cam Ward's last season.
I do not know.
I would guess in agreement, but with what also you stated earlier, we have no damn idea.
We have no clue.
He might have 5 years.
Well, he transferred in last year from Incarnate Word.
Yep.
Okay.
So I don't know how it all plays out.
And I thought he was a grad transfer then. So
No, he played 2 years there. This is his second year. So this is his 4th year of playing football. He may have redshirted his first year, but I don't know.
oh god. Anyways,
The line is down to 4. What's practice been like this week? What can you tell us? Here we go.
is that a red?
Red.
That is a red tropical punch.
Got a purple one?
Is there any
That's
cream
racist.
sodas?
Orange?
I'll take one.
Do you want one?
No, I'm good.
Lollipop.
Why didn't you call Alyssa racist for bringing up the purple one? I bring up the purple one last week, and I get called out immediately.
Well, because she's hot and you're not.
Wow.
It's really that simple. All right.
You're
You wanted
opening
an answer?
Pandora's box over here.
You wanted an answer? You got an answer.
What has practice been like this week? What can you tell us about practice?
You know,
Answer
much like last week, you remember I told you guys when we were going into the Oregon State game that the week of practice reminded me of the TCU week going into that game. High energy. This week has been the same with that same energy and attention to detail, but also each day after practice, Coach Prime has added some kind of let's have fun and compete, you know, whether it's camera crew against the strength staff or, you know, just stuff like that. So you've seen a lot of smiling faces, happy to be practiced. Now, they've been working, don't get me wrong, but the energy has been high. And so I'm going into this game just like I went into Oregon State, believing because of what I saw at practice, particularly even on the offensive side of the ball, that things are improving. And I expect that improvement to continue into the Friday night game.
You can kind of get a read for how the team feels about themselves after a game just from the press conferences and, you know, the content that comes out from your channel. And I felt like Arizona's not good enough to have a moral victory against.
Yeah.
But I felt like the team felt like they were themselves after that game. Like they felt like they played like they're capable of. Now there were a couple mistakes that, you know, end up swinging the game the wrong way, but I think that plays a role in the energy that you're talking about and the
Man, absolutely. It's like you were there.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
because it's like now they're like, okay, if we go play like we just did, we will win this game.
Yeah.
So let's just go be ourselves and do our thing.
Antithesis, big word there, Jake,
I know what
of
that
the
means.
Stanford loss. The Stanford loss kind of put the guys in the position of, well, maybe we're not as good as we thought we were when we ran 3 in a row.
Yep.
Even though this was a loss, it was one of those losses where you look in the mirror and go like, hey, man, damn, we're good.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
We can beat ranked teams.
Yep.
We just
Like,
played
we're
3
right
of
there.
them.
Yes. And we're in positions to win the game. So I think they realize that this is not a team that is totally identified by the record, the wins and loss record. So,
that was
yeah.
that was
I love
impressive.
it. That was impressive.
Alyssa sees right through your bullshit in the comments there.
Unless it's just the dexterity she has over there. Like she can slide beverages in, throw drinks in.
Yep.
Speaking of throwing drinks in,
All right, let's see it.
Let's hear it.
let's go with this, man. First lollipop here.
Oh, nice sound.
Nice sound, great sound. Here
Sounds
we
like
go.
Friday afternoon.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Red lollipop. They say tropical punch. We say red in West Jackson.
All right.
Oh hell yeah.
All right,
you
let's
go.
go.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Olipop.
Prebiotic, good for you.
I ain't even thinking about that. I'm thinking about the vodka that could go in it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
This red one is built for vodka, man.
Someone was telling me the other day they had there's a banana cream one,
Yep.
and they
That's
mixed
good.
that with the Spirit Hound coffee based spirit, and they said it was fire. And I'm like, yeah, that actually sounds fire.
No, I can't do that.
It's really not bad.
Well, he doesn't drink coffee because he's a weirdo.
He's
Sorry.
not a weirdo because he doesn't drink coffee. Because I'm not a weirdo. We're just not weirdos because we're not coffee fiends like you two.
Yeah,
are,
we're not
like
dependent on
coffee
it.
snobs.
All I'm saying is you guys have made it this far
Yeah.
without drinking coffee.
Uh-huh.
So that means like you're here with me, but I'm taking steroids and you're already here. Imagine how much better than me you could be if you
I'm
drank
on natural,
coffee.
bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's like I'm hitting 50 home runs a season and you are too, but I'm juiced up.
But I just
I'm going to be
think
let into the Hall of Fame.
it's your coffee standards that get me. So like you take a guy out there that's addicted to something. He wants the best, but he ain't tripping if this ain't the best. He just got to have it. Like I've seen you walk by coffee because it wasn't up to code.
That's true.
It's like
That's true.
you really don't want coffee. You want your coffee.
I want the right coffee. That's damn right.
All right.
Also, I discovered coffee my senior year of high school.
Uh-huh.
Saved me from like failing. I think if I discovered it as a freshman, I could have gone to Harvard.
Wow.
I think had you not discovered it,
I bet-
you would have been like 6'4".
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Try the strawberry vanilla next. That's one of the lollipops, or is that
Yeah.
coffee?
It's,
Hey,
it's an olive.
Shout out to Waves on Swim. They say tea is way better, and that's facts right there.
All I'm saying is I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for caffeine.
No, I'll take that. I'll take that.
One of the other things we have to talk about with this game is what CU's really done all year, and that's create turnovers. Because Cam Ward has put the ball on the ground, I think, 12 times this year.
Yeah.
Amari McNeil talked about it on Wednesday about how, well, he said it multiple times. Cam puts the ball on the ground, and they're going to try and capitalize on that.
Yeah, he loves to, while he's stationary in the pocket or moving around in the pocket, he loves to have just one hand on the ball. And I think if we can get on their side of the line of scrimmage, that even if you don't get a sack, you can swipe that thing out of his hand, man. Because he doesn't drop back like this. He drops back like this.
Right.
And then when he looks to scramble, he still has it out to the side from him. So
When he scrambles is really the opportunity because
Yeah.
he'll just be all over the place with that thing. And all you need is just one. You don't even have to hit the ball. Just hit his arm and it's going to pop
Yep.
out.
Do we think this is a week where we have some sort of running game?
this is the week where if we don't have one, we just ain't going to have one because they are set up for us to be able to run the ball.
That time has already passed for me personally. 10 straight weeks of no running game. I'm on the it's never happening this season train.
Emphasis on this season,
Yeah.
not never happening.
I mean-
and I still want it to happen because I understand, and I know you understand it as well, that this offense with our quarterback, just a phenom, once in a generation talent, if we can get up on the board on the passing game, what has happened in our losses is we keep on passing and keep stalling the clock because we can't run the ball. So I'm hoping these last two games, offensively, we can be up on the board and then let Hank or Dylan or whoever do their thing and not only get 3.5 a carry, but also milk that clock, man.
Washington State allows 161 yards per game on the ground. They are 9-1 when they hold opponents to fewer than 160 yards, right at their average in the Jake Dicker era
wow.
at Washington State.
So they give up 161, but if they hold you to 160, they win. Like it's a 1 yard differential.
I don't think that's how it works, but
That's the way you said it.
Man, I would personally, before you read that stat, I would say I would take 100. 100 total rushing yards. But maybe we need more than that to win.
coaches
Based
talked,
on their averages.
Yeah.
Yeah, and based on ours, what if I average like 26 if you take out the sacks?
I don't know. It's probably better than that if you take out the sacks.
Coach Prime talked on Tuesday about getting Dylan more involved. Is this a
But
week?
not in the A gap.
He said not between the tackles is what he said.
Yeah.
But it still happens somehow.
Yeah.
Does Dylan finally make something? Okay. The stat I found is
Line's 4, by the way. I looked that up a while ago and never got back to it.
for what?
The line is
The
4,
line is
not
Oh
4
yeah,
and a
yeah,
half.
yeah. Dylan had like 159, 160 total yards in that TCU game.
Mm-hmm.
I think 130 of them came in the receiving game.
Mm-hmm.
He has only hit 24 yards twice, and that's his high after that game.
Yeah, you have to find a way. I don't care if it was under Lewis or under Shermer. You have to find a way to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. And a check down out there in the flat to Dylan is a playmaker, man. Him standing back there for pass protection and our RPO is not a play that he makes. So what's the first thing it's going to take is literally, and we'll be here watching, is literally just seeing him on the field. You know, he has to be in the game to make a play, then he has to be in the right position, you know, for that to happen.
Last Friday night, I was watching UNLV versus someone else. And they had maybe 6 plays in a row where they called a creative run. And I was just like, where is this?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. This team is not proficient at running the ball. But there are ways to get better at it rather than just handing it off inside zone out of the shotgun. You know, that's basically the only run that they've been trying for like the last 6 weeks. I was just like, I wanted to record it and send it to someone and be like, here you go. Try this. You know, jet motion behind, fake it, draw, like just something other than your standard. And hey, if this doesn't work, then we just don't have it today.
I mean, you've brought it up like wheel routes. Why aren't they just motioning him out to the 3 wide receiver side and just dumping it off real quick, like 3-4 times a game? It just needs to happen.
I know.
It really is that simple.
It honestly is. Let the kid cook. Like, get him in space. Let him use his speed.
Yep.
Chef Dylan.
What are the other
Frustrating.
aspects with this team that's really popped up over the last 8-9 games or so is the penalties, though. Now the most penalized team in the country in terms of penalties per game. What have they tried to do in practice to crack down on that?
So twofold. For me, it's not just the penalties; it's the timing of the penalties.
Right.
That more times than not, when on defense we have a penalty, they go on to score, and it was a drive that we were about to stop them on. So it's the timing and the situation of the penalties that make them much worse, other than just the yardage and leading in the nation. I think one of the things that they tried to focus on, and Coach Kelly has said this just out of his mouth during an interview this week, is that it's never too late in the season to practice fundamentals. And Coach Prime has always been big on discipline. And I think when people hear discipline, they're thinking about like college guys going out to a bar and getting a fight. He's talking about the discipline of being on time to meetings.
Yep.
The discipline of everyone has to go to breakfast. Did you go to breakfast before the meeting? The discipline of being where you're supposed to be. Because if you're not doing it off the field, you're going to jump off sides on the field, you know, because you're not paying attention to details. So 2 games left. You would love to see more discipline, because what you did see at practice this week is a focus on the details, a focus on fundamentals, a focus on wrapping up. Like this game against Florida State, man, not taking anything away from their back, but how many times did we touch him and he got yards after contact? You know, we didn't tackle well.
Yep.
You know, so he got 100 plus yards, but he really should have had like 75 yards because we fundamentally didn't tackle well.
That's basically what Coach Williams said on Wednesday. He said that, you know, they have this tendency to give up chunk plays, but it's really just one missed assignment by a guy here and there, one missed tackle here and there. And I know coaches say that a lot, but this defense really has improved the last 3-4 weeks.
Absolutely.
And I really do think they're that close to being pretty dominant on that side of the ball and being able to control games almost.
I agree with that. And that's if you want to compare the offense to the defense. When the offense is stagnant, it appears to be the play that's being called versus 3 drop passes in a row. When the defense is stagnant, I know it's not the defensive scheme because the guys are in position to make a play.
Yep.
Like they're in the backfield and got hands on the quarterback, just didn't get the sack. They had contact at the line of scrimmage and the guy just broke it out through someone's missed assignment and went for 15 yards. So I would have a different notion about Charles Kelly defense if we were always out of position, but we're in position, just not tackling. So
Yep.
that's an off-season thing.
Pay attention to this while you are watching football this week. The good teams, watch what happens when a player on the other team catches the ball within 2 yards of the sticks. Good teams, good defenses, stop them and push them backwards.
And it's a swarm.
The bad ones get pushed back. They're churning the legs. The offensive lineman comes and pushes them over. Just watch. When you watch games and see this, the teams that are winning are the ones that are pushing the guys backwards when they get close to the sticks. It's something I've been paying attention to this year, maybe more than any other year before. It's like undeniable.
Yeah.
The ones that are going to win are the ones that are just able to be tougher and better at tackling right there at the sticks.
Yeah. Watch Georgia. Watch Michigan. Watch Alabama. Like these teams just rally to the football defensively constantly.
And that's what it takes. So you look at a lot of our turnovers, it's a result of rallying to the ball. The primary defender tips it and someone who is coming over to help gets the pick. You got to get to the ball, man. You can't stand around and assume, well, he's got it.
Yep.
I'll set the over-under on Shedeur touchdown passes this week at 2.5.
Over.
He needs 2 more to break the single-season passing touchdown record.
Well, that's happening.
Yeah, that's happening. And then it's like 100 yards or so, too?
I don't have. He's at 3,144. I think it's 32-something for the record. So, yeah, he's going to break that this week, too, probably.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm going over 2 touchdowns and certainly over the yardage. So at the end of this season, Shedeur Sanders will absolutely be the single-season touchdown and receiving yards for Colorado.
He is the most sacked quarterback in the country, but Old Dominion has allowed more sacks as a team than Colorado.
Wow.
Progress.
Progress by default.
It's not good when we're saying, like, just allow less than 4 sacks. That'll be a good day.
And it was.
Oh, I know.
Isn't it crazy, though, that we have to say that? Because I think statistically, when you took out that grounding, I think they got listed as 2 sacks. And in that, we were able to do some QB runs, because he wasn't getting his ass just tore out the frame whole game.
Yep.
And he can run. Like, the guy is strong, man. He's fast and strong, which is why he's been able to sustain all this damage.
How
but you
is
just
he-
have to take it out of the books.
How is he this week, though?
Same as last.
Okay.
You're going to see him after the games. He's not going to be in pads at Sunday and Monday practice because, he's one of those Travis talents where people always cuss at Uncle Neil when I say this. Some guys don't have to practice every day. Just is what it is. And then you really don't practice guys who get that banged up in the game every day. So he really gets back in pads, say Tuesday or Wednesday, and starts going through his, mechanics as far as the installs for that game. But Shedeur doesn't have to practice hurt. He's not injured. It's just hurting, like
Right.
body
Yeah.
sore.
Yeah.
So he has to get that out of him before he can really participate in practice. So he does the mental reps the first part of the week.
He looked much better, in my opinion, last week, or at least a little bit healthier. Just watching him move around, I mean, his willingness to actually run the football and stuff.
And I say this in jest, Jake.
Yeah.
I don't know if he looked better or we gotten so used to his limp that we think it's his normal walk. Like he's been so banged up that even the gait in his walk or his run, he's been working around it, working with it versus it being non-existent. But when he has to go, he can go, man. He can hit 20 miles per hour on the speed.
Oh, yeah. He's done it this year.
Yeah.
Did it versus USC.
I'm glad you said that because everybody would say I'm lying. They're like, the guy, he can run, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, Real Analytics tweeted it out. Cam Ward on the other side, though, has been sacked 31 times this season. That's 11th most by any amongst quarterbacks in the country.
Stat man gate, Jake. I love the stats, Jake. You keep on coming.
They just got to get pressure, man. And JD's turned it up this week or last week. Arden Walker got a lot of pump up this week as well. I don't know. I feel good about this game.
I think the D-line and the linebackers who have the assignment of the quarterback, I think they feel good about it too. I think they feel that they can get some sacks or get some of those fumbles you were talking about.
Be huge, man. That's the one ingredient that was missing last week, that if they get it, they probably win the game. It was a turnover.
Yeah.
They didn't have one. And credit to Arizona for taking care of the ball, but when it comes down to the last play of the game, if you could have just taken one of their possessions away, that might have been the difference in victory.
Clockwise and score-wise, it is the difference.
There was a
Spot
couple
on.
times, too, where Trav undercut something, and it was just a bad throw, and so he couldn't get it. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh man,
Man.
if he just throws it in
Yeah,
bounds,
that
Travis
one
is taking
that one in the end zone. Had
Yeah,
the quarterback
on
thrown
Cowling,
it, yeah.
bro.
Had
We
the
never
quarterback
talked about
thrown
that
it the
play.
right way. That was a pick.
Bro, I've never in my life seen a player who can make that play
It's out of
as
control.
consistently as Travis has made.
Yeah.
Maybe a guy makes that play once a year.
Right.
For some guys, they could never make it in their wildest dreams.
Yeah.
The fact that Travis has made that play 5 times this year
With 2 picks.
with
Yeah.
2 interceptions on it is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And one of the things I want to underscore in that, Jake and RK, is the cerebral part of it. Like, we give credit to Travis, rightly so, for the physical acumen he has. But one thing he understood on that play in the end zone
Progression.
is that the boundary is another defender.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to follow this guy all the way over there, because if he chooses the outside receiver, it's got to be a perfect pass and a toe tap.
Yep.
So let
And
me
he's
cheat
got
a little
nowhere
bit.
else to
yeah,
go.
nowhere else to go. So I don't have to cram to that side. I can cheat a little bit and then use the athletic ability to get back over here. You'll see him do it in the middle of the field on the hashes. When he know he has Trevor Woods or Shiloh behind him, I can use my physical gifts and take the gamble
Yep.
because the risk is on my side with a safety back
Yep.
there. So I think people just see Travis running both ways, offense, defense, and think it's a physical gift. But the dude has a football IQ that is off the charts at this level.
Well, and his playing on offense gives him such an advantage
Well
from
said.
that position.
Just
Yeah.
understanding route
Because,
concepts. Yeah.
I mean, think about it just like when you play Madden.
Yep.
It's not this simple, but it is similar. You know, you're on defense, and a lot of people like to use the middle linebacker. So you're covering this crossing route, right? And you're like, okay, if I'm the quarterback, I know that I've already come off that crossing route because we're halfway through. Then you're like, I know there's a post behind this. So you peel off the post
Yep.
and go cover that because you're going through the progressions in your head as the person on offense is doing it when you're playing them. That's what Travis is doing because he's run these route concepts and he knows where he is in the progression. So he's like, okay, I've covered this guy out to the sideline. The quarterback, as soon as I was with him, you know, to the hash, comes off this. Where's he going next? And then he peels off and go makes up. It's remarkable.
You remember when Shador and Travis went to the Nuggets game and I was talking about the defensive meeting and Travis wasn't there? Everybody was like, oh. Let me report that he was in the defensive meeting Wednesday night. So
Oh, there you go.
I'm sitting front
Love to
row
hear it.
listening to Charles Kelly and taking notes. That means he's going to get a pick.
He's got one more in him in terms of those just ridiculous
Yeah, absolutely.
double cover plays.
Yep. We need a pick 6 from him. That's
Yeah,
what we
for
need.
him and Shiloh. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need that play needs a name.
Just the god tier cornerback
The
play.
Travis.
I mean, I don't know what to
Jake Win-
call it.
Jake Win
Eyes in the
video
back
guy.
of your head, like
Just call it the Travis. The hunter. He's a hunter.
The
out there,
hunter.
man.
the hunter.
Because
He's
he
a
is
dude,
hunting.
man.
He's hunting out there.
So, you know, speaking of guys like that and pick sixes, and Shiloh had one.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to Shiloh, and of course, he's coming back. He goes, unless if I get like 3 interceptions in the next 2 games, then I'm going to the NFL.
Shout out to Snarf Burgers. Or Snarf
Burgers.
sandwiches, I guess. Snarf burgers too. It's all the same. But they're amazing. Quality. Perfect blend of meat, cheese, and bread. They got vegetarian options. They cater. As I said, also check out Snarf Burgers, some of the best burgers in the city. As a salute to service, all current and retired U.S. military personnel will receive. Oh, that already happened. Anyways, check out Snarf's.
See, that's the crazy part because someone said it's called zone coverage. It's not.
No, it's Travis coverage.
He's in man.
He is in man, and he knows how to play man and zone at the same time.
It's like Richard Sherman, like back in the day. Like he just does his own thing defensively.
Yep. And even then, like, I don't even like comping him. I'm not even comping Champ
Oh, no.
Bailey. Like, I didn't see Champ make that play that often.
No, hell no.
Now, I didn't watch Champ in college. But I just never seen people do this more than once in a season.
yeah.
The only person that I can think of when I watch Travis do stuff like that is Ed Reed.
It's like obviously different position.
Right, but like
Yeah.
in terms of the instincts to
Just-
and just
And Ed had more of a baiting the quarterback into it too,
Right.
You know, because he knew he had the speed to get from one hash to another. So
well, Travis did that in the UCLA game on the second pick
absolutely
too,
he did.
though.
Yeah, it's like I'm
That
over
was a
here.
good-
No, I'm not.
Yep. God, he's special. And then shout out to Circa. Circa's amazing.
Home of RK.
It is.
Yeah.
I love that place. And also Yarmer Yager, NHL Hall of Famer.
course.
Both times I went there in the summer, he was there too.
If you see him again, you gotta like invite him onto the show or something at this point. But Stadium Swim's amazing. They got one of the biggest sports books you'll ever see.
I think I should come to
Dope
Vegas
resort.
for this Broncos Raiders game finale with you.
Dude.
I really think I should come, man.
Bring me too.
We might be doing Super Bowl too.
Yeah, interesting.
If you're headed out to Vegas for Broncos, Raiders, Avs, Knights, Pac-12 or Mountain West alum, book your stay with the code DMVR20, and you can get 20% off. We're also doing that trip for the last Broncos game of the season to watch them beat the Raiders. You can get on that. I think we're actually doing
I think you should have made that a super chat.
we're doing a giveaway for that at the tailgate on Sunday, right?
Man, I gotta educate everyone on this. There's 2 opportunities to win the giveaway.
Okay.
One is if you come to the bar on Saturday.
Okay.
So this is crazy. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever had this good of a chance to win a prize this sick. At the bar on Saturday, it's an all-day watch party, and every hour for 5 hours, they are giving away a free trip to Vegas. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the inside of this bar, but it's not that big.
No, it's not 20,000 people in here.
No, you can fit about 150.
Yeah, it's good odds.
We push those limits in the playoffs a bit, but even if this bar is completely packed, you got a 5 in 150 chance of a free trip to Vegas. Mm-hmm. And then same goes for the tailgate on Sunday. We're giving away another 5 at the tailgate on Sunday. Well, we do about 100 and 200 people at each of those tailgates. So you have another chance. You could actually double your chances by going to both.
There you go. They also have a sports book. Download the sportsbook app at circusports.com. Circus Sports bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. Must be 21 or older. All rights reserved. Circus Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgamblingcolorado.org.
Love it. Awesome job, Jake. I love your
Thanks,
ad
Unc.
reads.
I appreciate
your sponsor
that.
reads.
You're the Ed Reed of ad reads.
Wow. That means a lot. First ballot Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
all-decade team.
The only thing that could keep you back from the voters, man, is you get cranky when you're sleepy. So
I just want you to get off the training wheels.
I mean, I get thrown 18 of them, and they're different all the time. So
No, they're not different all the time.
One thing
because-
about Jake, and this is a compliment, he's never once asked me to help with the ad reads. He could, and I would. But he's
I just assumed it was my job.
he's
he
just
owns
taking it
He
on
owns the
himself.
ad reads.
I appreciate it.
I throw you hero bread
Yep.
and
If you
DraftKings.
throw me anything, I'll take it.
All right.
Balls.
I'll keep that in mind.
Not really.
You can throw that D, and you'll take it.
Oh, good Lord.
See how it fits?
Are we ready for prime
Balls.
players, Alyssa?
Stretch.
Yeah.
All right.
I was
Prime
gonna reach, but
players
it worked, you know?
for Washington State,
Don't mind
Colorado.
us. We just have a sidebar. You go right ahead.
Who wants to start? Offensive player of the game. Do you guys remember your picks, first off?
Of course.
Okay.
Offensive player of the game, just like I said earlier, you got to keep your best people out there as much as possible, particularly with 2 games left and a bowl on the line. Give me Travis Hunter, offensive player of
It's
the
not how
game.
you picked.
When I got, look, let me tell you, this is the truth. When I got like 80% into it, I realized like, oh no, that's not who I picked, but I got to go with it now.
I could tell by the way you were talking. You were like buying time to try to pick.
So you know I'm not lying. I was like, oh, I'm in now. I got to
my
keep going.
God.
I got to sell it. I
That's
got to
awesome.
make it work.
You
That
picked
is
Jimmy Horn.
No, I picked Horn Jr. because you picked Zay Weaver.
Yep.
We're both on receivers. No, I'm telling you, when I got down the road, I remembered it was Jimmy, but I set it up. And I was like, no, I'm setting it up for Travis. I got to say Travis.
That's so great. Wait till you guys see my T-shirt tomorrow. Speaking of Jimmy Horn. Also, do you know who leads the Colorado Buffaloes in touchdowns?
Is it Zay?
Probably Mikey.
It's Jimmy Horn.
Really?
Yep, he has 6 touchdown receptions on the season.
Oh, that's good
Mikey
stuff,
has
man.
5. Zay has 4.
Shador's so good at spreading the ball around.
He is. He's been incredible at that. So great pick. I'm going to pick Zay. And I think the main reason I'm going to pick Zay is because they are going to be able to give Shador time. And when he has time, he finds Zay. Whether it's down the field, the dig route has been extremely successful for those 2 this year. So when he can actually, buy time, Zay knows the right places to be. He finds those holes in the zones, and Shador delivers it to him.
And I will tell you this, based on practice this week, we picked 2 damn good ones.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I would love to see it be Jimmy.
If we only knew who he picked, because he never tells
I'll
us.
tell you right now. It's time I'm picking Dylan Edwards
Oh,
to be
let's
the
go.
offensive player of the game.
I hope you're
I
right.
love it, man.
My guy's got the braids now and everything.
Oh,
like,
does
yeah, he does. He is ready. It's time. We need to get him the football. He needs to be a difference maker. Season's on the line. Get Dylan Edwards involved.
You know what I love about you, Jake?
What's up?
You always pick the guys that I really hope you're right.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I hope you're right. Like, you remember you picked the offensive line or you picked this. I hope you picked
I
the
was
guys.
right on some of them.
You picked the guys that I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're right. Because if we get TCU Dylan,
Game over.
Yep.
it's a wrap.
It is a wrap. All right, I'll go first on defense. I picked Trevor Woods for a couple of reasons. One, this is a game where he is built to have success at linebacker, meaning they're not a big, powerful team that's going to be able to come and just wash him out of there.
Yep.
When they do run the ball, which is not very often.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, this is something we talked about a little bit yesterday. I think you use Trevor as a spy in this game, and just say, lock on to Cam Ward. Wherever he goes, you go. And I think that's going to allow him to get actually 2 sacks.
Wow.
Just closing down the space once Cam tries to take off.
Love
I
it.
love it, man. That's well thought out.
Thank you.
I think you're a football savant. Genius.
Do you remember
Appreciate
yours?
that.
Yes, I remember mine. It's Travis. I had him just
Okay.
reversed. Now I can say what I was saying earlier. Best guys on the field. I mean, Travis is going to be out there a lot. I think that the way this team passes, there's going to be some opportunities for him, particularly with the physics that he has, not only physical prowess, but also his speed mentally with the game. I think he's going to have an impact on defense.
You could star Eric's question for later.
We almost got to start banning Travis, I think, from this.
Here's
I think
why,
it's finally time.
Here's why we can't and don't. Like, it rarely happens.
I know, but it's like someone picks him for offense. He goes off on defense. Like,
That's the beauty of we miss.
It's almost time to just say Travis
So
is
you're
out
saying
for me.
next season we can't use Shador or Travis?
Or Travis. All right. Better
I'm just
bring in
just
some
floating it
new
out there.
Good players.
Like, this could be one of them.
I went with Shiloh Sanders.
a good one.
Nice.
He has been their most impactful defender, and I think that we just need turnovers to win this game. I really think it just boils down to that. You turn the ball over more on Washington State, you're going to give Shador more opportunities against this porous pass defense, and we'll just outscore them, plain and simply. Give me Shiloh.
I love it.
Tone setter as well.
All
Dark
right.
horse.
I went bent, and I tell you why I went linebacker. I wanted to go D-line because I love the way this quarterback keeps the ball away from his body. But I'm going bent because the way this team likes to pass, they're going to have to get it out fast because of the D-line. Bent has almost had a couple of picks this year. Like, he's gotten his hand on the ball, covering somebody down on the hash in the flat. So I'm going with linebacker play. I'm going to say this. I'm going to call it out for you. Bent is either going to bat one down or get an INT. He's also going to sack.
Nice.
Love it.
I love that. He's been really good coming downhill.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I went with Rod Ward.
Yep.
Yeah.
He,
Another great pick.
I mean, he's been fantastic. And he has essentially not relinquished his playing time since he first got it. Shiloh got hurt. He got on the field. And they didn't say, okay, we're going to take him off. They said, okay, we have to figure out ways to get him and Shiloh on the field because he played so well. Super happy for him. He actually is a last-year transfer, I believe.
Yes, he's done.
So he's coming down to the end of his career here in college. He's in a contract year, and he's got a couple games left to
That's a
prove
great
it.
pick.
I think he belongs out there. He's going to make a big play.
Absolutely.
When Shiloh got hurt and Ward was going in for him, some of the best comments and compliments about Ward's play internally in the meeting rooms was from Shiloh. Like, he has believed in him from day one.
Hell yeah.
And it's called Rod Ward a dog and knew. I'm telling you, man, it's not going to be a drop off. And like you said, when he got out there, he hadn't let it go.
Yep. He's fast, man.
I went with Arden Walker.
Nice.
Good pressure.
He's had a great season, actually. He hasn't been starting as much. He's been rotating in quite often, though. He's got at least 1 sack, I know for sure. But just the way the team has talked about him this week, it feels like he's ready to kind of step up and elevate his game, elevate himself as a leader, just a presence on this team. So I like him as a dark horse. At least 1 TFL. A sack would be nice, though.
I love Jake's hat on his caricature there.
There is a short list of guys who I feel best handled their role earlier in the season, and it has resulted in them getting bigger and bigger roles as the season went on. Arden is one of them. Rod Ward is one of them. Cam is one of them. I hope that the coaching staff uses that as a lesson for guys now, but also going into next season.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, even if you don't play that much in week one, that doesn't mean that you're not in the rotation. Your season is over. Look at these guys who accepted their roles and were able to be key cogs on this team despite not getting what they were hoping for early in the season.
And I know, man, well said. I know people disagree with it at times on the outcome of it, which is the premium that Coach Prime places on practice behavior and practice performance. But when the guys you just named, it's what they did week 1 through 3 of practice.
Yep.
And they got that opportunity gains because of what they did in practice. And there's also all season long been some guys that we just question why are they not out there as more as they should be. Someone mentions Breedlove. There've just been some lapses in practice that the coaches, particularly the head coach, he is a practice guy. He's going to put guys in not only that have shown it consistently in practice, but also show it the week of the game when they're practicing on those specific installs.
I almost went Amari McNeil, partially just because of what he said on Wednesday, but he's also just been playing really well. He's been getting back into the backfield. So
That'll be a good one, too.
All right, let's get to
one of the
chats.
beautiful things about this team
What's that?
is that so many times we're wrong on these picks. Like if this that you take, we each pick 3, that's 9. If week after week we were always right about our 9, it just shows the limited talent to some degree.
Yep.
But someone always proves us wrong in the sense that neither one of us picked them.
Yep.
And they do the damn thing. I love that, man. These guys are like right there, man.
RK, you want to tell the people about Backus and Shanker?
Oh, Backy and Shanky?
You go way back with them.
the
guys,
the
man.
homies?
Yeah.
If you need to sue, smash the 2222222. They have won over $1 billion for their clients.
That's with a B.
So yes, it is. So if you get hurt and it's not your fault, you got to hit up Backus and Shanker.
I would call them if it was my fault.
and just blame it on someone
I
else.
think they're that good.
Yeah, they are that good. They'll win you the lawsuit against yourself.
222.
And the best part,
222.
you don't have to pay them a dime until they win. That's how confident they are that they're going to win you your case.
Oh, back in Shanky.
Backy and Shanky.
And then shout out to Foco. You can go to all the other sites and get all the regular team gear. If you want the cool team gear, though, all the novelty items, bobbleheads, all that cool stuff, go to Foco. They got all the Colorado teams. They got your favorite team wherever you may live. But yeah, if you're going on a vacation, you need like a Hawaiian shirt in your favorite team, you hit up Foco. They have our back for Colorado sports. They have yours too. Get the best gear around by using the link in our description. For all non-presale items, use the promo code DNVR and you can get 10% off.
I agree. RK should rock a mullet next season.
Damn. The problem about that is next season is pretty close to my wedding.
Which means you'll be rocking a mullet in the wedding.
I don't think Allie's signing off on that one.
No, I know. I'm going to go out on a limb and speak for her. She's not signing off on that.
I'm down for a mullet, though. I think I could actually rock that.
You could.
Then I could wear those glasses that I wore earlier in this week. It'll fit even better.
All right. What's
Is that
up,
your way
chat?
of doing that?
No. Why, are you trying to get out of here, beat
No,
the traffic?
man, forget traffic. I'm not driving.
I can already see it behind us.
Hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We would appreciate your 5-star review as well. All right, who's up, Alyssa?
It's like you're moving in slow motion
Yes.
over there.
Why?
I don't
You
know
just
why.
you just took a long pause. All right, what's up, chat?
What's up, chat?
What's up, Chad?
5280 Ivan says, hey, Unc, why didn't you travel to Pullman?
Because we're doing the show from here, and logistically getting to Pullman is like a bitch.
It's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, like even the team is, what's the neighbor say, Idaho?
Yeah.
Like they're landing in Idaho and driving over. And Neely just ain't had that in him on a Friday night game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be with my guys
It was
here at DNVR Bar, man. We're doing shows, like 5 shows from here tomorrow?
No, we
5
got-
hours.
Yeah, could be 5 hours worth of shows. Although there's some logistics we have to clear between now and then. A couple hurdles in our way, but
Blame RK if you're upset.
oh no. That is not true. It originally looked like that, but then we realized there's another hurdle that has nothing to do with me, and I'm actually the hero of this situation with my idea.
You know, let me tell you this, RK. When it comes to travel or not travel or travel logistics, way to go, Jake. You are the Colorado Buffaloes this season. You 3-0, and then we'll let 4 get by you. Like, I just don't know which RK is showing up. Are we leaving at 5 a.m. or are we leaving at noon, you know?
I took the reins back on travel for Salt Lake City. And
We get to sleep a little bit.
We leave at 10 a.m. We come back at I think 9 a.m.
Great job.
And I actually said we should go in the 10 a.m. flight, and then the other person, who I won't throw under the bus again, just booked it wrong. So if you're mad about our early wake-up call on Sunday from Salt Lake, once again, not my fault.
Won't be me, though.
So we will be here for this game, and then we're in Utah for the final game.
We are.
Yeah, that was a team decision not going to Pullman.
It really was. Shout out team.
Good job, team.
The people that come here, every week for these away games deserve to hang out with us too.
Well said.
Gaming
Give the
with
people what they want.
Gooch says, what jerseys do you think they wear tomorrow?
Oh, I sent it to you guys. Y'all got it?
Did you?
Are we breaking it?
Yeah, you can break it. Yeah.
White jerseys, white pants, gold helmets.
Yep.
Which I love that combo. It's fire.
SN Services, Black Friday sale on DMVR gear. Yep. Big DMVR gear sale next Friday through Cyber Monday.
Just so you guys know, we really only do 1 sale a year, maybe 2. So this is like, if you want to get gear on sale, this is your chance.
Take that chance. Get that gear.
What's up, Big TZ? If the line holds up, you think they will pass or run more? I think they pass more.
You dance with who you went to the party with, so passing got us here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just still hope that Big TZ, that when we get up, not if, when we get up, that from a clock management standpoint, we start to have a more balanced attack then. Bleed that clock.
Love it.
Kari says, when will the CU versus UCF tickets go on sale? Hashtag buffs. It's going to be a
A
while.
long time from now.
You're going to be waiting a minute, but
They haven't announced the dates.
No.
We got the home and away opponents, but there's no dates yet.
I don't
Yep.
think we even get those till March or so.
I think so. It starts getting into spring ball and spring game before
Not-
we start getting that info.
Not TCU uniforms.
At least it doesn't look like it.
Yeah. It's not the jerseys for sure, though.
Yeah.
Bernard, just with the straight up $10 super chat. Appreciate you.
And then he follows up.
Actually, here you go. This is from Bernard.
This is from Bernard. You know what? I love it.
He made that for y'all.
Yeah.
It's 2.
It's so sick.
There you go.
It is
I love
sick.
it. And he followed up his $9.99 super chat with saying, this is for Neely's vodka.
You know what?
There you go.
I'm going to put that towards the vodka. And when I get hammered, I'm going to go live and I'm going to do a stream with Bernard. I'm just going to see where it goes. Thank you for this picture.
No matter what happens, you're going to be accused of being drunk on the postgame show tomorrow.
Of course.
This happens every week.
Allison asked me about that. She's like, somebody commented to get you drunk. And I'm like, and I'm the furthest thing from it.
I just don't understand how people think you could have possibly gotten drunk while you were just working the sideline the entire game.
I don't know. And they never accused Jake of anything, but I'm drunk. One day I'm going to prove you guys right, and y'all will see the difference. Like, oh, that's drunk Neely.
Yep. Sometimes I am drunk, and you're the one catching all the allegations. It's probably a commentary on our country.
I used to do that in there. That was a good one.
Byron with the super chat. Bigger portal need tight end or linebacker? I'd say tight end.
Linebacker.
I'm going to go
Really?
tight end.
We have a lot of young linebackers though.
But
That's true.
Let me tell you why I'm going to go tight end. Because you're right. We're deep at linebacker. Shout out to Mikey and all he's accomplished as a walk-on receiver that transitioned to tight end play, we got to get a tight end that can block.
We need multiple tight ends that can block.
Yeah, we got to get some. We got to get a big body at tight end with some hands, but we need it more for run game stuff. We're down in the run when you talk about schematically with the blockers because you don't have a blocking tight end.
I'm not high right now.
Did someone ask?
Yes.
Finally.
I say linebacker
Speak on it.
because of the way that Juju transformed this defense when he was playing at his
That's a
best.
valid point.
They don't have a guy like that as far as I've seen so far. Now, you do have some young players on this team that I really like. Morgan Pearson, Kofi Taylor-Barracks.
And Bentley can come back.
Yep, Bent will be back.
Yeah.
So there's
Trevor.
a lot of potential there. But if they were able to get a game-changing linebacker, I think it would do a lot for this defense.
I like the way you correlate with the Juju and validate your point. I'm still going tight end, but I love the argument. That was a valid argument because he definitely was late edition game changer. So if that talent is out there in the portal, you're damn right you grab it because you got a great coach in Andre Hart in the linebacker room.
Yep.
But I just know, man, that when everyone's out there criticizing the run game, rightly so, when you look at your other favorite team and they're successful at running, there's a tight end out there blocking.
That's true.
I will say CU has recruited linebacker pretty heavily. If you go look at the visits who have come in over the year, not many tight ends, quite a few linebackers.
Yeah. Still got Kylan Fox in the mix at
Yep.
tight end.
I do not drink in the press box during games.
You wouldn't be the first if you did. And I'm not talking about myself either.
Oh, it's happened this season.
Really?
Alyssa and I were walking out to the field for a press conference, like 3 minutes left in the game one week. It wasn't this last one. It might have been Oregon State. And the door, bottom level of the press box to walk down the stairs?
Yeah.
There's just two tall blue moons just empty chilling there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What's your fingerprints on them?
No, I have my theories on who it was.
Usually
but-
I see it just out of a flask.
No, they just straight up went down there, bought beers, and brought them up to the press box.
Good for them. Honestly, you have the green light for me to do that, Jake, if you want to.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All
Just
right.
keep doing your
Bernard
edibles, Jake. Don't worry
says
about it.
cash for RK and Jake's Breck whiskey shots so Neely doesn't drink alone.
Love it.
Cannot drink alone. I gotta have what do they say? Illegal Pete's, beers, buddies, and burritos.
Yep.
Gotta have my buddies
Close
with
enough.
me, man.
That's
Something
the
like
right
this.
words.
Yeah,
It was
just
just
out of order.
Yeah, different
Hey man,
order.
give it to me, man. It ain't no illegal Pete in Mississippi.
Burritos,
That might be
buddies,
a
and
Pete that's
beers.
illegal, but there's no illegal Pete's
Burritos, buddies, and beers.
Yeah.
in that order.
Exactly.
Although I would put you above a burrito.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's high praise.
It really is.
It
I
coming
don't know
from
if I
me.
put myself
No.
above a burrito, bro.
Like the one you made for breakfast.
Yep.
You knew that was coming up.
Yeah. What was in that burrito?
Green chili,
Okay.
eggs, bacon, and then we didn't make potatoes. We just heated up tater tots.
Okay. Yeah, that'll go.
Make it happen.
But when you say green chili, you actually mean green chilies. Because you
It's-
have them diced up.
Yes, that's not what you call it though.
But it's just confusing to the people because if you tell me you put green chili in your burrito, that means you drizzled some green chili on
No,
there,
no,
which
no,
would be
no.
better.
Straight Hatch, New Mexico green chili,
Chopped.
roasted, peeled, chopped,
So what
salted.
sauce did you have on these?
None.
Just,
That's the problem.
I don't know about you,
lost
Alyssa,
me.
No.
but this doesn't sound like the meal of a poor person. This
good
person
God.
has real chilies. Like this is a person of means.
It's $5 a bag in New Mexico,
No,
bro.
hey man, I'm just
It
saying.
grows like a weed out there.
It's the best thing about New Mexico.
It really is.
It's the green chilies.
Yep.
Shout out to Mexico and the green chilies.
And the beer.
But you
They've
gotta
got-
have some hot sauce on that or something.
No, it doesn't need it.
Yeah, it does.
No.
It's just dry. Where's the
Yeah, you gotta have some
the
moisture.
juice?
All right, if we're gonna get into this, I rolled a pretty fat burrito, so if there was sauce on that thing, I would have made a mess in my car on the way.
You
over
got
here.
at least gotta just.
No.
So you
Yeah.
ate your breakfast on the way to work
Yeah.
because you overslept, or you just
Well, we're getting way too.
Too personal for you.
No. I didn't finish writing last night, so I was finishing writing this morning,
Okay.
and so I still haven't finished. I had to get ready for work, so I got ready for work, made food, and now I'm here.
I got a wild text from someone that we work with today. I won't throw them under the bus, but I texted them asking them for something, and they responded to me after 10:30 and said, "Sorry, just woke up." I was like, "Don't admit that to me."
I want to know who that is.
Just say, "Sorry, just saw this."
I just like how he prioritized dicing up his own chilies versus commuting to work. Like, I got time to get these chilies right.
I respect that.
I gotta
respect
eat.
I respect
I
it,
mean,
man.
You gotta eat.
I don't know what else to say. I'm not high. Oh my god.
Help yourself with the comment.
Jake is baked.
I
Chant
am
it.
not.
Jake is baked. Jake is
I'm too scared to do the show high.
Fair. I wouldn't do it either.
Where were we?
I did do it once.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, we were at a kitchen
Literally
table.
the only time I've done it.
Yeah, that was weird.
I needed it though. We were running on fumes. We were desperate at that point. We needed anything
We
to
were.
kick
We
it
were.
into high gear. William with the super chat. Thanks for the content, DMVR Sko Buffs. Appreciate you, man.
Sko
Thank
Buffs.
you. Eric asks, RK, as much as you love Las Vegas, if Coach Prime ever did coach you in LV, would you move to Vegas?
There's almost nothing that could get me to move away from Colorado.
Love that.
And I say almost just because it pretty much would be like Allie has to move for some reason. I would go with her. But she also works for our company, so that wouldn't work either. Other than that, I don't think there's any way I would leave.
My man.
But I would be sad if Coach Prime left and Uncle Neely left too.
Chris is
I would be
asking,
sad.
where is Marvin Ham?
In his skin, when he jump out, you jump in. We said in kindergarten. No, Ham is there, man. It's been a minute since Ham has done some impact, though. That's a great question.
Started the season, right?
Yeah,
he
we're
did.
starting. Like, he's there. He's practicing. It's just, man. Sometimes, like we have this conversation about other position groups. Guys got just seemingly get lost in the shuffle. And 1 minute you see them all the time, the next minute someone else is out there. But as RK has talked about, when Juju got here, it did change how people play and when they play.
Yep.
Even for himself.
Exactly. Jake, I will say, when you said I rolled a fat burrito, I for sure thought you were going to say I rolled a fat blunt.
No,
I thought
don't smoke
I thought
blunts.
he was still saying that. I thought he was being cute. I was like, no, he means a literal burrito.
I don't smoke blunts.
He eats them.
You're missing out.
He gets all his THC from cookies and
No,
candies.
no.
The only way I ever smoke is smoking joints, to be honest.
It's still, I think, the best way. It's just not the most economical way to smoke weed.
We know you're all about the economics.
I wanted to go open the door, but I was like, did he really go economics?
I mean,
After our pre-show conversation, now he says this is not economical.
Blunt is definitely not the most economical.
No,
I'll give you that.
exactly.
But also the coolest. So you have to weigh those
That
things
is true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never turn one down.
I love Jake.
Love you too, bro. Lamar says, RK, where do you rank this past Rocky Mountain Showdown game amongst the past showdowns, and what's your favorite game of all?
Wow. Favorite game of all is 62-36 over Nebraska.
No, Rocky Mountain Showdowns.
Well, they said favorite game of all, and then they said where does this past game rank amongst the Rocky Mountain Showdown? So I'll answer both though, in case that's what you meant. This one ranks not that high for me because it was way too stressful. It's not often that we 17-point favorites?
Oh, man, I thought it was more.
I think we were 17-point favorites in that game. So that's not normal for this rivalry. So then when it was close, it sucked and was really stressful. The best Rocky Mountain Showdown ever, I always forget exactly what year it is, but I want to say it was 2004 or 2005, was the one where they won on the goal line stand in Folsom Field with their backs up against the wall. Touchdown, they lose, but they got stopped.
So, question about that series. We played it in Folsom, and y'all told me that for the past, it had been played in
About 10 years, yeah.
So, are we going to them next year? Or is
Yes.
Okay.
We are at Fort Collins. It'll actually be the first time in history that anyone has seen a game in that stadium because none of their fans ever show up.
Oh my God! I'm sitting there like,
like,
really?
what?
They got a new stadium or something?
They do have a new stadium because no one was going to their games. So they're like, oh, we got to build an on-campus stadium, and then people will come to the games. And no one goes to the games still.
We're going to take that fucker over next year.
There's no doubt it will be a sellout.
They're going
Like
to
the
go
Prime
to
Effect.
great lengths to try and stop us, but
They
can't
won't be able to
us.
stop that. They won't be able to stop that.
I'd like to see him try. Are they on turf or grass? Do you know?
They're on turf. I was in a wedding that was on that field. I put a Buffs lapel pin on my suit, even though I was in the
Well
wedding,
done.
and they were all CSU fans. Actually, the bride was CSU fan.
What are we doing in Pullman, Washington then?
No, you're talking about. I thought you were talking about at CSU.
Oh yeah, I was talking about this weekend. Are they on turf or on grass?
I think they're turf as well.
Oh okay.
But
Anyways, continue with the
CSU
story.
is turf because I was out there and it was in the middle of the summer and they had those black beads on the field and it was so hot in that suit on the field.
Just radiating.
Yep.
He did.
He did a post. I think he's being
fucking
cute.
around, bro.
Yeah.
I think because he just
Publicity
said,
stunt?
I'm done with smoke. He didn't say I'm done with smoking
Yes.
or smoking weed or cannabis. He just said I'm done with smoke. So maybe he's like I'm done with beefing with people. I don't know. But shout out to Snoop if he's really retiring, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
No, there's no way.
I think Jake will try to step in and take the mantle, though.
Where's Juju?
In his skin.
Ski, he jump out. He jump in. I saw him on campus yesterday in athletic cafeteria. He's around.
I have no scoop here. I would be surprised if he plays again.
Oh, absolutely. I don't have any scoop either, but we didn't pick him as dark horse or defensive player of the game for a reason.
Bummer.
My guy Alpine Sports Garage with the $50 super chat. Says for everyone, drinks on the house for 20 people. Great season and looking forward to our bowl game. Yes, sir.
Damn.
Alpine. Shout out to Alpine, man.
Appreciate
when I
you,
first
Chris.
got here, Alpine was like in the chats, helping promote the pregame show, introduce us to folks, electronically sharing content. When we were doing the whistle, which we're still doing, but football takes a priority over those the Hart and Coach Pollock show. But Alpine has always been there, man.
Yes, sir.
Good dude.
That's dope. Speaking of Coach Hart, we got to get him down here after the season.
Fun fact, he and I made plans last week to be here Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to remind him of that when the team gets back in the wee hours Saturday morning. But we had discussed that since the game was a Friday night game, that after getting some rest on Saturday, that we were going to come to the DNVR bar on Saturday night.
That would be sweet.
You got to get Coach Brett down here, too.
Oh, yeah. Brett would love it, man.
I
Y'all
would
would
be
love him.
happy
So,
to come
of course, the Tripod text group will be lit with information.
here. Oh, let's go.
Let's go. Mike Gant with the super chat. Who holds CU single season receiving yards record? I think O might have the crazy season next year.
Wow.
Do you have this?
Single season receiving yards record, I am going to say, is Paul Richardson.
What year?
2011.
13. 1,343 yards.
Way to test him and way to almost be right.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was expecting him to be right.
Years are hard for me, especially in college.
Yeah.
And that's when I was in college. It's all one
Yeah.
long year.
Yes,
It's a blur.
Yes.
DMJ Music Group with the super chat. Looking forward to the game tomorrow night. We get it done. Go Buffs. Go Buffs,
Go
brother.
Buffs. Let's get it done. I wanna
And then Tia Brandon with the $50 super chat. Hello, guys. It's Mama Tia in the house. Hello, Unc. I'm rocking with you until the wheels fall off. We
Another
appreciate
one,
you.
another
Thank you.
down since day one. Mama Tia, coming out of South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. I
Love
think
it.
she's out of South Carolina.
Damn,
but
another
she,
$50 super
But
chat.
she blows up, man. The pregame show, YouTube comments, always supporting. And since we have been doing this joint show together, she's been here, and all the way from the East Coast, man.
This might be the most profitable show we've done all year.
Yeah. Yeah, King Mars. Paul Richardson from the Seahawks.
Yeah. Well, from the Buffs.
Well, yeah, but was drafted to Seattle.
He was. He in that season, I think in the second game of the year, he had like a 230-yard game with 2 touchdowns. It was crazy. They couldn't stop him.
That's awesome.
He had some flashes in the NFL.
That's been the case for a lot of CU players who've made the NFL over the last few years. Like LaVisca,
Yep.
just flashes. No, a lot of those secondary guys have played well. Like Akella Weatherspoon's still playing. Nate Landman, 18 tackles and 2 sacks in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Pretty sick. But yeah, we haven't had like a star in a while.
Yep, Sean, you're right. And Washington, he was making plays out there for a year.
Is that all we got?
I think that's it.
Shout out to Alyssa, not only coming through with the hand-tossed Ollipops, she handed you yours, she threw mine. She didn't trust your hands. Just saying. You got to know your personnel.
Yes.
Can't throw to everybody.
The always clutch Alyssa.
Always clutch Alyssa.
Always.
All right.
We'll be back tomorrow for a watch along.
Potentially. Don't look at me.
Amen.
There are technological hurdles that have to be cleared.
This
For
is
that to
all
happen.
your idea.
No,
Hey, I'm going to
I'll
be here when
explain
y'all
to
tell
you-
me to be here, man.
I'll explain to you after this because there's no point in doing it on camera why this actually has nothing to do with me anymore.
All right, well, y'all let me know
Okay.
to be here, and I'll be here. We come in live from the DMVR bar at some point.
Either way, post game show shortly after the game tomorrow night. Stay up late, hang out with us. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
You.
We all silly like the mayor.